Chapter 6. Revenge. Thai woke up to the sound of his mother coughing. Rubbing his eyes, he stepped out and asked groggily, "Mom, where are you going?" Wiping her tears quickly, Mrs. Thien forced a smile. "You're awake? Stay home and look after the house. I'm going to the clinic with Uncle Thien to check on Thien." Thai nodded sleepily. Moments later, Thien revved his motorbike, and Thien hopped on the back. The bike sputtered loudly as it sped down the empty village road. "Did Tan leave long before I got there?" Thien asked as they rode. "Just about 10 minutes, Thien replied. "But Thien, why did you say Aunt La cursed Thien? I don't understand any of this." Thien leaned forward slightly and handed her a plastic bag containing a fabric doll and a strange little effigy he had found inside. He continued, "Take a look for yourself. After I left your place last night, I took the doll home. When I cut it open, I found this little figure inside, and someone had pinned a photo of Thien right onto its head." Thuyen's hands trembled as she opened the bag. Her eyes widened in horror at the eerie figure, wrapped tightly in red yarn, with a small photo of her son crudely cut out and pinned to its head with a sharp nail. Her voice cracked. This picture, it was taken 2 years ago. Thien had just turned 5. Thien pressed, "But how would someone even get a photo of your son?" Thuyen's hands shook as she answered, "That photo, it was from a big family gathering. We have a similar one at home. I remember that day clearly. It was during Tet, the 5th day of the new year. Our entire clan gathered at the ancestral shrine. The photo was taken there. Thien was standing next to Son, Aunt La's son. They were the same age, always playing together." Her voice faltered. That was the last photo taken of little Son." Thien frowned. "Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying Aunt La's son? He's..." Thien nodded solemnly. "Yes, 3 months later, at that same ancestral house. My husband Tan took Thai and Thien there for another ceremony. I was sick and couldn't go. Aunt La and her husband were there too. While the adults were drinking and chatting, something terrible happened." Her voice grew faint. Son fell into the pond behind the shrine. He drowned. Suddenly, a loud crack of thunder ripped through the sky. Thien gasped. Then came the rain, fast and hard. Roar! Black clouds rolled in, swallowing the light. Rain pelted their faces, forcing Thien to slow down. They didn't have raincoats. Their clothes were soaked within seconds. Boom, boom, boom. Despite the downpour, Thien gritted his teeth and pressed forward. The streets were deserted. Who in their right mind would be out in this kind of weather? But he and Thien had no choice. They had to find Tan and his son. Rain stung his eyes. The road ahead blurred into a watery smear. He swore loudly, wiping at his face. "Damn it! I can't see a thing." By his estimate, they were only halfway to the village clinic. Catching up to Tan in this storm was near impossible. Still, Thien pushed on. His eyes were bloodshot, his body drenched, but he refused to stop. In his heart, one thought burned. I have to save that boy, no matter what. The wind howled. The bike's engine strained. Then, just as suddenly as it came, the rain began to ease. Thien coughed violently behind him. "Kk. Are we almost there? Thien?" "Not yet," replied, voice hoarse. "We're about halfway. The rain slowed us down. Are you holding up okay?" "I'll manage. Just keep going. I can't stop thinking about what might have happened to them. And all those memories from before. Thien, I'm scared." Thien glanced at her through the mirror and said, "That woman, Aunt La. I only met her for the first time 2 days ago. She was at the cemetery, bringing offerings, fruit, paper money. said she was visiting a relative's grave. I asked if she needed help finding the spot, but she said she knew the way. Thing is, I know that cemetery inside and out. There's no record of a 5-year-old being buried there. The children's graves are in a separate section, and I've memorized every single name. I visit them every day. He paused. You said her son's name was Sun. Full name? Woon Gok Son, Shuyen answered. She's from another village, so maybe you just didn't know. After the drowning, someone advised the family not to bury him. They had the body cremated and brought the ashes home to worship. They even set up a private altar. We went to the funeral, lit incense a few times. Honestly, we always felt guilty about what happened. Guilty? Thien asked sharply. Wait, are you saying his death was somehow connected to your family? Chuyen hesitated, then spoke quietly. That day, Sun wasn't the only one who fell into the pond. Thien did too. The two of them were inseparable. No one knows who led who, but both snuck out to play by the pond. When the other kids came running for help, the adults rushed out. By then, Sun had already gone under. Thien was still struggling on the surface. Tan jumped in and managed to save Thien. Others jumped in after to look for Sun, but it was too late. They found him a few minutes later. Drowned. They found stones in his pockets, probably why he sank so fast. Tan has carried that guilt for the past 2 years. Everything began to click into place for Thien. So that doll last night, I kept wondering who would do something so cruel, curse a child like that. But now it makes sense. Aunt La never let go of her anger. She blames Tan for not saving her son. And now she wants revenge. Shuyen's lips trembled. Thien, that's terrifying. I don't want to believe it. For the past 2 years, she's been nothing but kind to us. When we were short on money, she lent us some, never asked for it back. She even helped pay off my husband's gambling debt. We've always been grateful to her. Screech! Thien slammed on the brakes. The motorbike skidded to a stop. Shuyen jerked forward with a yelp. What is it? She cried. Without answering, Thien jumped off and ran toward a thick bush by the roadside. There, lying face down in the wet grass, was a man, unmoving. Blood had soaked through the back of his shirt. Thien's breath caught in his throat. Tan. Chapter 7. The Ancestral Shrine. When Thien cried out Tan's name, Shuyen sprinted toward the bushes. The moment she saw the torn shirt and slumped body, her heart sank. It was her husband. My love. What happened to you? She screamed, voice trembling, eyes wide with panic. Thinking quickly, Thien grabbed a handful of medicinal leaves from the roadside, chewed them, and pressed the mash onto the wound on Tan's bleeding scalp. Gently, he turned Tan over and checked his breath. He's alive. Thien exhaled in relief. He just passed out. He carefully propped Tan up against a nearby tree, ripped part of his own shirt to bind the leaves over the wound, then checked the rest of Tan's body. Thankfully, aside from the head injury, there were no other signs of trauma. Shuyen crouched beside them, her whole body trembling. She coughed and clutched her chest. Thien, do you think he'll wake up? And where's Thien? My son's gone. My husband's here. But my child, where is he? Thien, where are you? She stumbled off, tears pouring down her face, frantically searching through the tall grass and bushes. The rain had lightened, but the sky remained an ominous black. It was barely 7 a.m., yet the village looked as dark and dead as dusk. The roads were empty, no neighbors, no workers, just the eerie silence like the graveyard Thien worked at. My son. My baby. Shuyan sobbed as she searched. Thien's heart raced. Everything was spiraling out of control. They had no clue where La had taken Thien. Tan was unconscious from a blow to the head, undoubtedly by La's hand, and now Zuyan was falling apart. He couldn't leave them behind, but he also couldn't waste another second. We've got to do something, he muttered. Think, Thien, think. He rubbed his temples, shut his eyes, and suddenly an image of Thien flashed in his mind. It wasn't clear. It was fragmented, like a broken dream. But he focused harder, blocking out the wind, Shuyan's cries, even the rustling trees. All he thought of was Thien. More images appeared. A persimmon tree, rice fields, bougainvillea garden, he whispered. Then, sharp pain shot through his skull. The vision scattered into chaos. He gasped, sweat pouring down his face, and opened his eyes. Across the field, Zhuyan was still desperately searching. He ran to her, grabbed her arm. Stop. He's not here, Thien said urgently. I saw him. He's alive. La took him somewhere. Zhuyan stared at him, eyes raw with tears, her arm scratched and bleeding from the brush. You saw him? Where? Where did she take him? Is he at the clinic? Even now, she still called La Auntie, still trusted her. Even after Tan was nearly killed and left to bleed by the roadside. Thien felt a wave of frustration, but also pity. Shuyan was too kind, too naive. Please listen to me, he said firmly. I don't know how, but I saw him, clear as day, in my head. He was walking past a huge persimmon tree, down a road lined with rice fields and a garden full of bougainvillea flowers. It wasn't the road to the clinic. Zhuyan gasped, goosebumps rising along her arms. The persimmon tree, bougainvillea, that's An Tho Village. That's where the Vu family shrine is. She froze, horror overtaking her face. But why? Why would she take my son there? Thien clenched his fists. God damn it, he thought. She's taking the boy there to kill him. Of course she is. He spoke quickly. Here's what we're going to do. You stay here and look after Tan. If someone passes by, get help. Bring him home or to the clinic. His injury isn't life-threatening. He'll wake up soon, but I have to go after Thien, right now. Shuyan dropped to her knees, palms together in prayer. Please, Thien, help my son. Help us. I owe you my life. Thien fired up his motorbike and sped off. As the wind whipped past him, he noticed something wet dripping from his nose. He wiped it, expecting snot from the cold, but stared at his palm in disbelief. Blood. He was getting a nosebleed, and not a small one either. What the hell is happening to me? He whispered. Am I dying? Is something inside me changing? Blood trickled down his face, but Thien didn't stop. He sucked it back, gritted his teeth, and kept riding toward An Tho. The truth was, he had no idea where An Tho even was. He barely remembered the route, but somehow he found it. There it was, just like in his vision. A massive persimmon tree at the village entrance. He muttered, that woman, she really brought the kid here. He kept going deeper into the village. Eventually, he spotted a man on the side of the road carrying a hoe, his clothes muddy from the fields. Excuse me, sir, Thien shouted, stopping. Do you know where the Vu family shrine is? The old man looked him up and down with suspicion. You're not from around here. Why are you looking for that place? Thien swallowed hard. No time for arguing. I'm part of the Vu family. Haven't been back in years. I came to pay respects to our ancestors. That's not a crime. Is it? The old man raised an eyebrow, unimpressed. You came to pay respects looking like that? Clothes torn, soaked like a drowned rat. You look more like a thief. Let me guess. You're here to scavenge? Listen, go back where you came from. That shrine. It's gone. Thien blinked. Gone? What do you mean gone? Burned down last year, the old man said flatly. Whole thing went up in flames. A few people died. Now it's abandoned. Nothing left to pray to. What? What caused the fire? Thien stammered. The old man snorted. What do you think? Fire caused the fire. Kid, are you dense? You cranky old bastard. Thien cursed silently, but forced a polite tone. Sir, please, it's urgent. Just tell me how to get there. I swear I'm not here to steal or cause trouble. Someone's life is in danger. The old man sighed, finally relenting. All right. Go straight down this road until you see 2 frangipani trees on either side. Turn down that lane. About 300 meters in, you'll find what's left of the shrine. He squinted at Thien. Strange. You're the second person heading there today. Just earlier, I saw a woman carrying a kid on her back. The child looked unconscious. She said she needed to pray to the ancestors to heal him. Crazy woman. What kind of mother takes a sick kid to a burned-down shrine instead of a hospital? Thien's eyes widened. Sir, how long ago was that? About 10 minutes, the old man replied, scratching his head. Their bike broke down right outside the village. I helped them up. She carried the boy in by foot. Thien didn't wait another second. He revved the engine and sped off, his back tire splashing mud all over the old man. Damn you, you little punk, the man yelled, shaking his hoe in the air. Next time you come around here, I'll beat your ass myself.